It's Judy on the radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I am your number one talk show host right here on Hallelujah 93.5. We're here to empower, inspire, motivating, and helping women, families, and leaders to see that it is possible. You have to see it before you see it, or you never will see it. And that's Real Talk. I am Dr. Judy, your Real Talk host. Thank you for joining me this beautiful Tuesday morning here, January the 10th, 2023. God, can you believe we are already on the 10th day of January? Absolutely. Man, this time is getting out of here. So, but we're right here in Tallahassee, Florida. Thank you for joining me via radio, Hallelujah 95.3 FM, Facebook Live, YouTube, and the Hallelujah app. And to all of you who are outside of Tallahassee, thank you so very much for always tuning in. It is always an honor to have you to tune in with me. I'm glad you're chosen to join me today. I am. Please do me a favor. Please do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and call, text, tag, invite others to and share today's show with them. Okay, go ahead and do that. This is going to be a great show. I have great guests, two of the greatest family servant leaders here in Tallahassee and across this state. So we want you all to go ahead and get everybody in. While I greet my mother, my mom has been put back in the hospital for some observation, and I'm going to ask you all, if you would, to please continue her in your prayer. We are, my sister just texted me and we received the text. She received some of her blood, her tests work back, and the test came out negative. Okay, but she's 83. You all know that she had some major issues right after Thanksgiving. She coded. She's alive, doing well. She's just weak and frail. Oh, that right there, why? She's alive and doing well. But Doc got to get me. I'm getting ready for TNL. All right, look at that. I'm gonna be one of those guests. I got a car keeps riding. Maybe he can have me on Black Riding or something, you know.
I'm going to get you right.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all never know what's gonna come for me this year. I tell you, it's gonna be something big. It's gonna be so big. But we are absolutely thankful for your prayers for my mom. I want y'all to continue to pray for her. Continue to pray for my sister Tanya. She is the primary caretaker. And you know, sometimes those caretakers become overwhelmed. And I've heard sometimes they leave first. So we want to make sure that she stays up. She stays up because she truly take care of my mom. But my mom is still my trusted advisor. She's still my trusted advisor. She was a daycare provider for over 45 years in Fort Lauderdale, and I have to have all my wisdom and help from her. And to my awesome and amazing husband within the Jeremy Drell, he is the reason I get to do what I do. To my amazing production team led by our marketing director, Priscilla John Lewis, who helps me deliver an award-winning show to a great audience every Tuesday. And again to you, this great audience, the greatest audience everywhere, anywhere, that keeps coming back. And to all of you newcomers who keep coming back. Minister Howard, I see, she invites everybody on. And thank you so very much. And who keep coming back. And you keep me with enthusiasm to bring you the best that I can bring you some great people who can give out information, who can help you see your dream, who can help you walk into it, help motivate you and inspire you. And so we bring in the best. And so I thank you for coming back. And once again, for tuning in. All of the business Investors, thank you for coming on, investing in me every month, every year. So, but listen, for this year, I'm going to ask for 200 more people to plant a seed of $50 into the vision of the show. And I believe this next season is going to birth something great. Okay, $50 planted in. Mark your calendar too. February the 13th, February the 13th, February the 13th, save the date. That's my birthday. And I'm going to have a big birthday party that night, February the 13th. And the save the date cards will be ready. We're going to put it out there. It's going to be a fundraiser because every year we provide free service to everything. And in order for me to keep doing that, but this is what we're going to do. I'll be 64 this year. If the Lord let me see February the 13th, I'll be 64. So we're going to ask everybody just to do your last part in 64. For instance, $20.64, $25.64, all the way up to $64.64. But it's going to be big. It's going to be big. You get more of that. So I want to thank you so very much for joining us. I am excited today to have what I believe to be, put that down a little bit. So don't cover her face. I'm gonna put that down. We're gonna that man, see that's a smart man. Y'all wait till y'all hear him. This man is smart. Okay. So today we're gonna be discussing family, the bridge to good schools, good communities, good churches, and I added good society. Okay. And so I have two awesome and very knowledgeable people who are very familiar, who work with families, who have built families, who have built children, and who are helping people across this world. My first guest is the one and only. Y'all can see she already powerful. I mean, she just look powerful, right? She look powerful. She really do. Highly admire this young lady. This is Miss LaFonda Heidel. Did I do it right? Heidel. And she is the wife of David Heidel and the mother of one son, Gavin. She is the CEO of Kids Incorporated of the Big Bend District. That's right. She's the CEO of Kids Incorporated of the Big Bend District. And she currently is an active board member of United Partners for Human Services, Girls to Divas Incorporation, and the Capital City Kiwanis Club. She is a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, the Alpha Epsilon Zeta chapter, where she serves as the chapter president. She is my husband's sister. And my husband is a Phi Beta Sigma. I don't know how to do. Only thing I know is woo. and he's not a Q, so I can't be barking.
I was thinking about the noise that you made.
Oh, the noise that the Zeta made?
She was going to do it.
What kind of noise y'all make? Uh-oh. Yes. Y'all heard that right here on Hallelujah 95.3 FM, the Real Talk with Judy show. Represent, girl. All right, she has worked in early childhood education sector for over 18 years. And working at Kids Incorporated has allowed her to do both her fulfill her passion and her work. Okay, she has the opportunity to work with low-income family with children 0 to 3 years of age in the area of early childhood education, and we're going to really home on that a lot today. Family engagement, health, mental health, nutrition, and disability. And this is what enabled her to meld her profession and her passion together. But check this out. And this is to those of you who are thinking about going back to school. While working with the organization and the program, she obtained her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Human Resource Management in 2015. She also, a year later, obtained her Master's of Business Administration with a concentration in Project Management. Accompanying both her BA and MBA, allow her to be the example for her family and those that may not think that it can be done at a later age. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the one and only Miss LaFonda Heidel.
Yes, ma'am.
So glad to have you here with us.
So glad to be here.
Yes, yeah. Y'all see that? That's that beautiful queen. I went into, I think it's Soul Queen. Is that the store in Governor Square Mall? So I forgot the name of it. But anyway, I went in there and the gentleman, only thing he called me was Queen, Queen, Queen. When I walked out that store, I thought somebody was supposed to bow down. I thought it was like coming to America. Because he just got, all right, Queen, this Queen. So I want to thank you so very much for being on the show. And to all of you who are tuning in, go ahead and tag and share and get everyone in here. Listen, I have a great gentleman in here with us. I mean, I have heard so much about him. I think and he was introduced to me by LaShawn Gordon. LaShawn Gordon is the master connector. Okay,
Queen of relationships.
Queen of relationships.
Yes.
She really is. She will put you together. She will put you. But listen to this, Mr. Mike Williams lived in more than 40 plus homes. 40 plus homes. And I was a foster care counselor. He lived in more than 40 plus homes while in the foster care system. More than 40 plus homes while in the foster care system. And he experienced homelessness within 2 years of aging out. I think you aged out at 21? 18. So he lived homeless from 16 at 16?
No, so I aged out at 18, and by the age of 20, I experienced homelessness.
Oh wow, this is gonna be a good show. I keep telling y'all. But listen to this. Mike has helped shape Florida laws and has assisted with the design and development of several statewide programs such as My Jump Vault. And we're going to hear more about that with Mike when we get into it. But in 2015, that's when he launched My Jump Start. It is a youth development organization that provides experiential learning services to promote confidence, strategy, and resilience in young adults as they transition to independence. I'm going to put a plug in there right now. What you go through could sure enough help you develop something else. The old people used to say you take a lemon and you make lemonade. Absolutely. Right? And so we're going to talk about that because we have two professional people here who can help you by way of experience, by way of learning, and by way of practice. Okay, so My Jumpstart is now known for their statewide youth conferences. My Jumpstart to Independence. Mike has also been named in Forbes Next 1000 for being a bold and inspiring entrepreneur on his way to great success. This is after living in 40 plus foster homes. Oh man, I was excited. I was excited. And he also been named in Miami Legacy 40 Under 40, Tallahassee Community College Soaring Eagle Award recipient, and many more accomplishments through his commitment to inspiring and motivating others to follow their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Williams.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Judy.
Yeah, we are so glad to have you all. My sister Cindy's on from Scotland, and we want you all, and to all of the guests, thank you all for being on. And today again, y'all, we are discussing family, the bridge to good schools, communities, churches, and society. Well, y'all here, is there anything y'all want to share with the people about you? About yourself? Anything else y'all want to share? I mean, I know that was good. That was some good information. They are ready. But is there anything else either one of you want to share about yourself that I did not mention?
I think you covered both.
Everything. You did a fabulous job with introductions.
Okay. See, they modest. But awesome people might come up to the mic a little bit. Yeah, I told you that's that Don Juan in there. You from Miami?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I'm
from North Carolina, but raised all around Florida.
Okay, yeah. But 40 plus foster homes you would be raised on. I'm just so impressed with both of you all stories because you got your degrees while working, and then you accomplished so much after being in so many different foster homes. So when you hear, I say, family, the bridge to good schools and communities and all of that, what comes to your mind?
So I would just say, with what I do, one of our beliefs as far as Kids Incorporated is a child does not come without a family. Whether that is a grandmother, the actual biological parents, or it could be a guardian, a child does not come without a family. And so, in order for us as an organization to be able to help that child to develop, we have to help that family. And so we have many different services, as you can hear from my bio, we have many different services, but the family services is the most important. So for instance, if a single mom comes in and they don't have a job, our family advocates come alongside that mom to help her, whether that be getting her back into a trade school or getting her back in school, whether that be getting a GED if she doesn't have her high school diploma. Our family advocates come alongside that mom in order to help that mom. Because think about this: if a parent is only thinking about how can I survive, that child is not going to get everything that they need in order for them to develop. So we have to come alongside and help that family, that mom, that dad, that guardian to succeed in order for that child to be able to develop.
And I like what you just said too, because and it just popped in my head. I'm a social worker by heart. But what you just said, if that family, that guardian, that parent, that guardian, their only thought is, how am I gonna survive? That already presents a crack in the family. My thought present a crack in the family. And so, as you're stating, we in order to help that family bridge, we got to deal first with what going on in the house. Am I right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Okay. So, Mike, what are your thoughts? That's good.
So when I hear family, I've had the opportunity to experience quite a bit of them. But for me, what it really means is foundation and connection. So my organization is Dreams and Success Homes, and we focus on building out homes, therapeutic empowerment coaching homes that provide opportunity to young people. And so what my message is that a lot of young people try to jump out and be successful or follow their dreams, but they're really based on social media and what they hear from everybody else. And a lot of them don't value family. A lot of them think everything is instant. And so I believe a part of having a strong foundation and connection to your best self, you have to have relationships and family in the mix. And so we really value helping young people understand the value of their family and how they actually benefit being a part of that family, and then how do they utilize that to be successful in their life.
And I know you just said family. You got a lot of them. You had a lot of them, and you said that it's the foundation and connection and foundation, the relationship and foundation. And some families really don't have that. Unfortunately, they don't. And I love the fact that both of you now, and I would say the three of us, one of our main goals is to help these families. And you know what I found out? Even two-parent homes, that sometimes it look real good on the outside.
Yes.
And it's not. The foundation is cracked. Mm-hmm. So when we're looking at family, you've been over 40 plus family homes. You dealt with parents who don't have that family. How do we get, without sometimes them telling us the gist of what's going on? How can we feel, or can we feel that a family is cracked, or a family really need help, but for whatever reason, sometimes they don't reach out? How can we notice this at an early stage?
I would say it's about observation. So it's about observing that parent or that family's patterns when you first meet them. And then if you see days, weeks later, some of those patterns change, then they may not have to say anything.
Okay.
It's just that it's been observed that a family might be going through a few things, maybe at home, maybe outside of the home, they may be going through some things. And so I would just say keeping your eyes open and seeing and noticing what patterns that families had at the beginning and then what has changed throughout their time of the observation. That's what I would just say is observing.
And I hope you all are paying attention, because what we want to do after the show, your husband said you his queen. Yeah, that's my queen. Go ahead.
He tells me that all the time, that I am his queen and I am his queen. And he is my king.
That's your king.
That is
Well,
my
ladies
king.
and gentlemen, we have the pleasure of having on the show King and Queen Heidel. We are so glad to have them. And then King William and Queen Judy. Yeah. I might change that to Queen Judy for 2013. That sounds good. Just now putting my hair up.
Queen Dr. J.
Queen Dot. Oh, y'all better look out. Y'all better look out. Y'all better look out. When my husband come home, he gonna say, "Hey, sweetheart." I said, "No, Queen Dr. J. Queen Dr. J." We're gonna change the romantics in the house this year. We're changing it, Queen Dr. Oh yeah, I'm coming. You know, I was surprised when he come home. Don't nobody tell him, because he don't listen to the show till at night. Don't nobody tell him. Don't anybody call, text my husband. I got him. Tanika, I got him today. Oh yeah, I got excited right now. I got him today. I'm gonna paint the bottom of my shoes red. I got him. I don't have no red bottom shoes, so I'm gonna paint the bottom red. Oh, I'm gonna get him today. I got it today. Oh, what's the lady's name? The big lady who's Queen. What's her name? Lasso. That's her name. No, that's not her name.
Queen Latifah?
The other lady that's just going, wow. She Izzo.
Oh.
Izzo on him tonight. Look at this thing. They just come out. What in the world is he talking about? Go to Izzo. Y'all gonna see Pastor McGill gonna preach so good Sunday. My Lord. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, let's get back to the show. Let's get back to the show. So, yeah, observation. And I think that's sometimes what we lack until the children get in trouble, until families are evicted. Then all of a sudden we're paying attention.
Yeah.
What you say, Mike?
Definitely observation, which relates to connection and really having a relationship. But then also, I think because social work in the world and society is at such a high level of perspective of trauma right now, is we have to go into these homes with no preconceived judgment. Because often when we go in with judgment, we don't allow ourselves to see the gaps. Sometimes we put gaps in the families that aren't there, or we highlight them more than they should be, and then it diminishes our family and their mindset.
That is very powerful. That is very powerful, because even when I was a social worker, you know, you mark off certain things that the family has, but it's also you're putting in your prejudgment. And then you're telling the family you got this. Then you make a case plan based on this, and then you start making the family feel low. And we have to go in without prejudgment. We do. We have to stop judging people falsely. Especially without knowing what really is. You know, you see a kid acting out in school. You see a teenager who have now jumped out. I have a friend, their son, A+ student. A+ student. Had a scholarship to three university. 3. He's in prison now for life. Got with the wrong crowd. They told them they were going to rob the store. They gave him a gun. They said, we all got a gun. Y'all listen to this. A+ student. But they teased him, Mike, because he was so smart and didn't really fit in. That is hard for young folks. And so what he did was they gave him the gun. They went in to rob the store. They told him to pull the gun first. Guess what? Nobody else had a gun.
Wow.
No one. He was the only one with the gun.
Oh, man.
He's the only one with the gun. He panicked and shot the gun. He didn't kill the clerk. He shot him. He got life in prison. And his friends don't have anything because they all said they didn't know he had a gun. They didn't know what he was going to do.
Wow.
Now he's life in prison. A B plus student, scholarship to 3 universities.
Dr. Judy, I would just say, when it comes down to it, we as parents have a responsibility.
Yes, ma'am.
And so one of the things that I tell my son every day, I tell him to make good decisions. I tell him to be the best that he can be. And I also tell him that he's a leader and not a follower. And the reason why I tell him those things is because I want him to keep hearing that he's a leader and not a follower. I want him to keep hearing that because at the end of the day, sometimes when you do get in those crowds where you can be influenced, I want him to be the one to do the influencing and not be influenced by someone negative. We talk about positive consequences and negative consequences. And so at the end of the day, we as parents, we have that responsibility to teach our children that they are more than conquerors. We have a responsibility to teach them to make those good choices and decisions. We have that responsibility as parents because God did not give us these children just to let them just go by the wayside. God gave us these children so that we can teach them the path in which they can go. And then when they grow up and they get older, they will not depart from what they've been taught.
What age do we start teaching that? Do we start, because now and we have to help now, but we don't start. Some parents don't start, some guardians, some people don't start until the child get 13, 15, 16. What's a good age to start teaching that to children?
You start when they're babies. 90% of the brain development happens from 0 to 3 years old. So you start when they're babies. Because if you don't start then, once they become 13, 14, you can't tell them anything. Yeah, you can pray. Yeah, you can put them in counseling. Yeah, you can do all of those things. But if it has not started from a young age, then it will be a little bit more difficult to reach that child. You might have to do something more drastic in order to reach that child. Like let them see someone who's behind bars that went to jail for something that they may or may not have committed as far as the crime.
Okay.
Sometimes you might have to jolt them back into the right path.
I agree. I think the earlier the better. I believe that with all my heart. The earlier the better. Even when I worked in foster care, I was a foster care counselor, protective service counselor. I put a demand on my foster care parents and those protective service parents. They had to treat those children like they were theirs. Mm-hmm. And if they didn't do if I didn't think that they were doing a good job with their children, my case plan was included their children as well. In the house, this had to happen, and then I was able to get a court order. So I had power authority behind me with the court order. Mm-hmm. You've been in over 40 plus foster homes. What did that feel like? I mean, okay, you're over 21. I know you want to tell your age or not.
No, it's fine. Yeah. 32 now.
Okay, he's 32.
Yeah.
And you've been in over 40 plus foster homes.
Yeah, so I came in at 12.
You came to foster home and foster care
at 12.
At 12? Okay.
Yeah, by my mother choosing to reach out and ask for support from the system. And when she came into the system, when I came into the system, I really didn't have that connection to really the family I was with. And so I experienced quite a few homes. One thing that was a struggle for me was my values. Every home had a different set of values. So therefore it discombobulated my vision. Which is what we teach, what we teach at Dash. For the first step of following your dreams is to be the driver of your life. And so
what is Dash?
Dash stands for Dreams and Success Homes. But spiritually, what I found out after I started it, Dash means to destroy and break a barrier. And so what we believe is that we're destroying the barriers of trauma and helping individuals be resilient. But being the driver of your life, you have to have vision, values, and goals. And my values often were contradicted with my vision and with my goals of what family was, where I wanted to be, who I wanted to be. And so I often just didn't connect. And rather than connecting to a family, I wanted to connect to the next opportunity. And so I kept going from home to home, and just seeking out opportunity to be connected again.
Wow. So you was seeking connection in the home.
Yeah.
In a home.
Yeah.
And just make sure I hear it right. You didn't find the connection, so you kept going from home to home to get the next opportunity to perhaps connect.
Yes.
I'm saying that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so one of the things I'm hearing is that in homes, family, there has to be a connection with your children.
Yes.
It has to be whether you're the parent, whether you're the guardian, or whatever place you're in. You must find a way to connect with your children. And I just heard too, not just when they're older. You have to connect now. You have to connect now. You have to connect. And for those of you who say, "Well, I didn't connect," and now Lucy is 15 and she cussing me and she doing this and that. Do like Mike Mama did. I just heard him say she sought help.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't make it because you're not seeking help. And regardless of what's going on in your family, none of us can be shamed. None of us. There are no families without something. Okay, that we all need each other. We need each other. Families need we need everything that you all are offering.
For sure.
We need it, and we're gonna find out more because we need it. A lot of families are hurting. Some are embarrassed. Some just figure, I never thought I would be in this place, but we are. And this COVID year taught us a whole lot. It taught us a lot of stuff, and some of this connection have been broken a little bit. But we must remember that the family, good or bad, is the bridge to the schools, community, and society. I say this: so the family, so the world. What y'all say? So the family, so the world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all agree or disagree? So the family, so the world. I believe, like they say that everything fall on leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I believe everything fall on the family. I believe the family set the tone to everything going on. What y'all say?
I agree. I just take one step ahead and say, so the self, so the family, so the world. I believe a lot of families try to, especially us in minority, we try to look good for one another and we try to be fake to one another. But inside, we have a lot of insecurities that we need to work on, and we don't allow our children to see them and notice like them. And I think my mother often did that, and single moms often have to do that, to be things who they're not in order to be tough to provide for their children. And so it often puts a lot of anxieties on families to really thrive rather than really survive rather than thrive.
Wow, this is some powerful talk, y'all. So and this is true. We've seen it, and maybe that with some of us, and I believe that's why the old folks used to say, "What go on in this house, stay in this house," because they didn't want anybody to know that this family had problems or this family needed something. Now, when I was growing up, I'm 63. Lord will I be 64. I love to tell my age because I'm glad to be here. Too many 63-year-old dead, and I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. But when we grew up, if a neighbor needed sugar, they asked for it. Mm-hmm. They would say, "Go borrow some sugar from Miss Irma. Mm-hmm. Go to Miss West's house and get some sugar. Yeah. Go see if you could borrow some milk." Now, nobody ever paid it back, so we owe a lot of people money in our community. Ain't nobody ever paid them eggs back, and eggs are getting expensive. So families who grew up on Northwest 4th Court in Fort Lauderdale, bring them eggs back that you borrowed when I was a little kid. Bring them eggs back. We need them eggs right now. But that's the truth. That's the truth. And so you have families pretending, and you said they don't allow the children to see the struggles.
Yeah. I'll just say in growing up, I grew up poor, but I did not know it. I didn't know that my family didn't have the means. But I would say poor, but not poverty. because we didn't have a poverty mindset. And so I didn't find out we were poor until I came off to college.
Look at here.
And I was like, what? We don't have no money? What you mean? How we gonna buy all this stuff in this room? But I had a community of people,
Yes,
who would come alongside and assist. But growing up, we didn't have a lot. I didn't know we didn't have a lot, but I just knew we had what we needed. And, when it boils down to it, growing up, I said, you know what? I want my son to not feel, low income or poverty. We were like in my beginning stages, I was poor, but I didn't have a poverty mentality. And sometimes we have to get out of the mentality of poverty and live a life that we know we are wealthy. We are wealthy in Him.
yeah.
We have to keep that mindset because our Father is rich with houses and wealth. He's rich. And so we have to have that same mentality there. So
That is true. I grew up thinking I was rich too. I think we all thought we were rich. We really did. We thought we had everything. My mom and dad had to tell me when I came to college, Judy, we are not rich. I'm like, for real? I mean, I was really disappointed when they told me that because I always thought we were rich. I used to tell the people at school we were rich.
It's funny, in foster care, I grew up in a lot of residential homes and facilities, and so we often got picked up from school in vans and had different staff of all different colors. And so all of our friends at school used to pick on us at first. And I kind of, me and some of my brothers transitioned the perspective and like, no, that's our private chauffeur that's picking us up. That's our driver. We got a first class chef at the house. We got a first class.
I love that.
And everything. And so we switched the perspective of everybody else in our life on how to utilize them.
And then I believe that's what we have to do with our families now. We have to switch the perspective. We do. We got to let them not get the victim mentality, the poverty mentality. We have to do that. Okay, I have to ride the Uber because we don't have a car. You don't need a car, man. You just call and get whatever kind of car you want.
Yeah.
In the Uber, just call and say, would you send the one that drives the Mercedes? Could you send a Kia? Could you send? But we got to help people understand and get out of some things. And they got to know that they have a village, as you were just saying, that cares. And that's what we're here to do. That's what your programs are here to do. That's what the Dream Builder Family Affair, that's what we're here to do, is to provide assistance and help.
Yes.
If you live in a house and your water running and you don't have to worry about it, help somebody else learn how to get the water.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here to do. We don't have time to look down on people.
No.
We are single parents with 5 children. They may have 5 baby daddies. Who cares? Help them.
Yeah.
Dr. Judy, one of the things that we teach our staff is to not go in, and we said it at the beginning as far as the judgment. And so we actually do training with our staff in order for them to learn tools of how not to throw the perception of what they think off on that family.
How is one way to do that, Queen? How do we do that? So we can learn as a community how not to throw our judgment on people or our perspective.
So the first thing is building the relationship with that family. So we teach our family advocates and our teachers, as well as all of our staff, to build a relationship with the family so that y'all are having a conversation as though you're peers, because you are. Because just because you have this particular profession or not, we are still peers. Because at the end of the day, they can't perceive that you think, or that they think that you are higher than them.
Right.
You have to come in at the same level as that family that might feel as though they have a need that you need to meet for them. So you can't go into it with the perception of you're higher than them. You have to go into it as, I just want to build a relationship with you. I just want to get to know who you are. Because just because that mom comes in and she has 5 children with 5 different dads, that doesn't mean that she is a bad person. She is not a bad person.
Come on. Come on.
She just has a different circumstance than you.
Come on.
And you had mentioned trauma. We also have to go in with trauma-informed care as well. So that means, what that means is you have to go into a situation knowing that this particular family might have had trauma either yesterday, years ago, it might have just happened a minute ago. You have to go into a situation and not treat them as though they're different, but go in with a more sensitive attitude with that family.
Yeah.
Because you have to recognize that not all families, not all people have gone through or have lived the same life that you have lived. So you can't go into it with the mindset that, oh, well, I didn't go through that, so I don't know about them.
Right.
I can't go into it, oh, she got 5 kids for 5 different baby daddies. Ooh, she's nasty. No, you can't go into it with that mindset. You have to go into it with the mindset, oh, she lived a different life. So let me get to know her as a person and a human.
Right.
And you know what I found out? Sometimes being in survival mode have helped the family survive. And so now you have to come and teach them how to shift gears without condemning or casting a judgment on them. Just a different circumstance.
For sure.
It happened for this moment. You know, just like you said, and that touched my heart when you said your mama brought you to the system for help, because she could have just gone on, and you could have not turned out the way you did.
Right.
But because of different life experiences, opportunity, getting connection, learning different things from all of those homes. I know you learned something different from every last one. Now you're the man here building dream homes.
Yes, ma'am.
Building a home for other young people to not have to experience the trauma part, but can step in at level number 4.
Right.
And move forward.
Yes.
What say ye?
So for me, I was going to piggyback on what she said. When we go in, especially dealing with families of trauma, we have an acronym at DASH that we say be smart. A lot of families, a lot of professionals, a lot of people who interact with one another, especially when it comes to treatment plans, case plans, success plans, individual IEP plans, whatever it is, we're dumb. And so just to be clear, you got to be smart. And being smart represents be specific, be motivating, be attentive, be relevant, and be timely. And so what that means is, as we're delivering information, as we're engaging, it's okay to be real. Everybody has a consumption, let's be real. But then everybody stops there, especially when it comes with clients that we work with. We tell them what's real and what the situation is, and then we just stop, let them digest it. But people in trauma, they start to go processing because they're in survival mode. You have to give them something else. How can it be motivating? And so give them the realness plus motivate them. And when you're delivering this information, you have to make sure that it makes sense. It has to be relevant to their life. Don't just deliver me some information because it's a checklist on your paper.
Come on, come on.
So how is it relevant to my life? And if it's relevant, then that means you were really paying attention. You were attentive. You looked at my file compassionately, educationally, whatever it may be, and you brought in some information. And then time.
Wait, hold on. You look at the file, and how? How did you look at the file?
Educationally, passionately, however. Everybody looks at it. Everybody looks at it differently.
Yeah, but I think that is good. You got to read a file with compassion. You got to read a file passionately, and you need education behind what you're reading, and it helps you not become judgmental or casting some traditional belief.
Right.
You know, that because this is how, that's why we have so many people who die in sickness, but they don't want the stigma of being whatever. They don't want that stigma.
Yep.
You know, so I'm not going to tell you that I have this because the stigma behind this isn't good. So I agree with that. We got to read things differently.
Absolutely.
And then timing was
And
the
timing.
last one. A lot of people feel like, oh, it's my job, 8 to 5. I got to get it in. I got to deliver the information right now. And yes, while some examples and some opportunities may present themselves to do it then, but these families often you got to connect with them. And so you have to choose the right time when to deliver information, whether it be a family, whether it be that young person. Stop just passing information while you're riding in the car or while you're exchanging DMs on social media or when you're angry. A lot of people deliver information when they're angry.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore nobody ever gets to really hear them because they're angry. But if you tell them out of love and out of compassion, then now we can work through connection and be smart together.
Yeah, and this is all with families. Even the Bible says, Father, provoke not your children to wrath. There's a timing on when you say stuff. I mean, there's a timing on when you do it. There's a way you say it. There's a way you have to do it. If our families, y'all, we are the bridge. We are the bridge.
Yeah.
We are the bridge to good schools, good communities and churches, good society. We are our family, regardless of or how what is the dynamics of your family. That family, and everybody on the sound of my voice, you have a responsibility in your family to make sure good come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You have a responsibility to that. Come on, 6-year-old, take a nap. My husband and I and our children leaders were sitting at the table Sunday, and they were trying to figure out what kind of gun that 6-year-old could have had.
Mm.
So they said he's 6, so it must have been a 25, must have been a 22, but he had a 9mm.
Wow.
That's what they found. A 9mm, 6 years old. But check this out. It was purchased legally by his mother. That's what they said. It was purchased legally by his mom. As a family member, you have a responsibility. You see something in the family, say something.
Absolutely.
And we have to think. We have to think. It's not wrong to have a gun. They've already said that. It's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You can have guns. But lock them up. Put them somewhere. And how Mr. Bundy, he missed how to handle disagreement. He shot the teacher because he didn't agree.
Yeah.
6, parents with young children, y'all chime in on this. I got to go shortly. But parents with young children, hear me well, please. You may agree, you may not agree. Okay? Teach your children how to lose.
Absolutely.
Teach them how to lose. You got a first, second, and third place, and I know we got this new thing going on. When I was in school, I ran track and I came in 4th. I didn't get no 4th place ribbon. They gave out first, second, and third place ribbon. I was mad going over that. I was mad because I didn't come in 1st and 2nd. But guess what? My mother and father taught us how to come in 4th.
Yeah.
That means you didn't win. But now we got a society where we're teaching these children that, oh, here's a trophy for trying. No. I know people don't agree with me with that, and some people don't, and it's okay. But teach these children to lose. Teach them to hear no. You're not going to have, that's life. You're not going to get a yes in everything. Teach them that they go to the store. My mom said, you pick up something if you want. We going to the store today, and she drug all 4 of us with her. One of y'all pick up something. Pick it up if you want. See what happens.
Right.
See what happens. That's what she told us at home.
That's what my mom taught me.
Your mom taught you that?
Yes.
And then this is what you say. Show out in that store if you want them. I'm going to show out with you. And one of my sisters, she's on here, the one in Scotland, she tried to show out on my mom. My mama showed out with her. I'm going to tell this. I'm going to let y'all get some fun remarks. Y'all know in church sometimes how people be playing like they got demons.
Yep.
Well, my sister was playing like she had a demon because some other children in church was all crawling all on the floor, talking about all that kind of stuff. My mom was clapping her hands, praising the Lord. All of a sudden, she heard, I got a demon. But she recognized the voice.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no demon voice. That was my sister's voice. Mm-hmm. My mama got up from across the church. She told the pastor, the evangelist, don't worry about this. I'm going to cast this demon out. My sister heard my mama voice. She told me, I didn't deliver. I'm fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. My mama took her in that bathroom and whooped her behind in church. My sister came out that bathroom. Giving God, looking like, oh, I've been delivered. But my mom already told her, you show whatever we showed out. She was gonna, and we know she would do it in church, you know, but she did it. But you got to teach them to lose. That's why they're 15, 16, and they don't know how to handle rejection. They don't know how to deal with conflict. Yeah. They don't know how to do that now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is
Go
that
ahead.
our society definitely believes conflict is bad and that we have to do everything to avoid conflict. But what I'm learning, especially diving deeper into myself about our soul and our inner spirit, conflict is necessary. It's important. It teaches us our feelings, our emotions, and things that we can like and that we don't like. And so we have to educate one another on how to deal with conflict, confront it, and manage it the productive way, and not put us such a negative stigma on it.
Yeah, and it's okay. You learn to be better.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, hear me, and then I want you all to give me some closing remarks to the audience and tell them where you are, what you do, but speak some words of life into them. I got a few minutes, 3 minutes. But this is what you do. Don't ever allow your child to lose in here. To lose in here. My dad, they taught us, Judy, you ain't gonna be first all the time.
Yeah.
But in here, you never see yourself as a loser, ever. You do better next time. Let's see what you need to strengthen. Let's see what you need to work on. I believe that's why I'm not afraid to try anything now. And if it don't work, I go back to the drawing board. That's what I was taught. And I believe that your environment has a big part to play, just like you said, you teach your son how to handle stuff. I believe that for true. I believe that. And if in the home they don't see certain people, like, well, you can't put everything in the home. Everything starts in the home. Yep. Everything starts in the home. All right, Miss LaFonda, Queen LaFonda.
So, LaFonda Heidel, I am CEO of Kids Incorporated of Big Bend. We serve children 0 to 3 in Leon, Madison, and Jefferson counties. We can have up to anywhere from 250 to 262 children at any one time in our program over these 3 counties. But the words that I would just leave you with is, you know, as I stated in the beginning, each child, they come with a family. So in order for us to really be successful in our communities now, we have to get away from that's my child. You can't say anything to my child. We have to get away from that. We have to be able to come together as a community to help come alongside these parents to help with the children. Because in order for a family and a child to be successful, we have to have a community of people that are willing to come alongside to assist in that. And then we have a better community for it. We then have a better city for it. We have a better county, and then a better state and a better nation. So we all have to come alongside to support each other in order for us to build successful families. And success is not just money.
Come on.
Success is not just money. Success is being able to thrive. And I heard that word earlier in our conversation. So let's come alongside as a community of people to help rebuild our families so that we can have a successful community, city, state, and country.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Mike.
Yes, Queen Dr. J. Let's end it the right way.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all get that. Y'all get that. Don't forget that. What's my name, Queen? Y'all write it in the chat. What's my name? Go ahead.
Yes, for sure. Thank you first and foremost, definitely for having me here. It's a blessing to be back home in Tallahassee. Been gone for quite some time. But again, my name is Mike Williams, also known as the Smart Dream CEO. I'm the founder and CEO of Dreams and Success Homes, as well as Dash Foundation. We're located in Miami-Dade County, Broward County, Leon County, Duval County, and Lake County. We are a housing and coaching program. And what I'd like to leave with you all is dream big, dream beyond, dream now. A lot of people are losing their dreams. A lot of people are losing their confidence in themselves. but never give up. It's a world of opportunity. It's a world to seize, and it's ours to understand. In order to dream now, I'll give you 6 tips. Be the driver of your life. Make sure you have a vision, values, and goals. One without the other, it'll leave you in a accident. Have relationships, get an education, make sure you have somebody in your life holding you accountable, and then make sure you have motivation and spirituality in your life.
Just listen, because they're wanting more. They're wanting more. This was a good show, y'all, because number one, we had great people who knew and have experienced various things in your life and have made ways to help people and help families. So Queen LaFonda Hyder, we thank God for you. And King Mike Williams, we thank God for you. And we thank God for all of you. It is up to us to help build our families.
Yes,
And it's up to us to help give some guidance and help and direction to our family. All of us, we can strengthen. I got other people here said they thought their family was rich as well. They never missed a meal.
Nope.
Never missed a meal. And it's not about wearing clothes. It's about wearing clothes. And so we just have to help each other. Our city, wherever you live, your city is in need of good families. Needed good families, because the family is the bridge. It help go into our schools, our communities, our churches, our society, our world. The family does. The family. So whatever you can do to, and as Queen LaFonda just said, it's not about having all this money, and all money helps, but that's not just success. That's not just success. We can be wealthy without money and connect to other people who can help you get all of that stuff. Okay, so that's what we want to see happen. I want to invite you all. Y'all, we're doing the citywide prayer, and we're going to talk about that a little later, because I need everybody to understand. We have people saying, well, my church already pray, or we already pray. It's not about that. God has summoned all of us together, and it's not about what you do. It's about what we do collectively at the call of what God has given us. I believe this with all my heart, and we're closing. I believe this with all my, and I want to say this, my sister, Carol Waddell, owns Dream Builders Greatness Child Development Center. I know you heard of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she owns that. And she served children 6 weeks to 5 years old. And we're small. We don't have no 200 and all them children running all around like that. Yeah, we're smaller. So, but the service she gives, that's from 6 weeks to 5. The service she get, y'all hit up. Y'all find out, go on Facebook, Carolyn Corn Waddell. If you can't get her there, call me. I'm not giving her her number, but I give out mine, 850-212-8805. I don't own that or run that. She does. And so, but y'all go ahead and do it. But this is what I believe, and I'm ending. The young man was prepared to come do a mass shooting at Florida State. And he was going to kill gays. That's when they arrested him. That's what they said. They got the AR-57, I think that's what you call it, AR-17. They got the gun that he was going to use. They got all of the ammunition, but he was caught. He was revealed. I believe prayer did that. Can't nobody tell me it didn't. I believe because we're praying, we stopped that mass shooting in Tallahassee. I believe that. So we're asking all pastors in the churches and innocent, please come involved in this citywide prayer. Call me, 850-212-8805. And I'm closing. This has been a very great show. You all are absolutely great. I'm going to bring you back because we got to hear more. We got to hear what you provide. Our families need help. Our city is out of control with our young people. The world is out. 12-year-old stabbed her 9-year-old brother and then went upstairs and told her parents she stabbed him, killed him. In the house while her parents upstairs sleep. She killed her 9-year-old brother. Come on, it's getting too young. Yeah, it's getting too young. So I want to thank y'all joining tonight in Bible study on Zoom. Tonight, our assistant pastor, Elder Antonio Witherspoon, is the speaker. Join us and then join us again Sunday. But join us Wednesday night at Tabernacle for our citywide prayer from 6 to 7. And I know some people say, I got prayer. We have Bible study. Come from 6 to 6:55. Whatever you do, come. We want us to come together as a city. All right. We love you, Lord. We'll be back next Tuesday, And every third Tuesday, it's going to be a leadership show. So we're going to have leaders on here talking about how you can become a better leader. Listen, you've been listening to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show right here on the Stellar Award-winning nominated show, Hallelujah radio station, Hallelujah 95.3 FM. But you've been listening to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. And listen, if you haven't gotten your ticket to the Citywide Leadership Breakfast by Reverend Greg James, you need to get your ticket. And they're going fast. They're going to be sold out after a while. That's Real Talk. See you next Tuesday.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk.